Shalom, welcome back. Here we have another edition of our Listen and Learn or visually cued directed immersion in the Bible series. So today we are continuing our study of First Kings chapter 14. And this lesson will deal with verse 13, which is fairly large if you look at it, but I think we can get through it, no problem. Let me just say a real quick prayer. Adonai, Adonenu, ma'adir shemcha. כן יהי רצון כי ביום הזה אנחנו יכולים ללמוד טוב בעיניך. תשלח נא עלינו את רוח הקודש, כי אנחנו יכולים לראות את פניך. לעולנו ולך יחיה כל הכבוד, אדוננו. All right, so let me just scan through first, and let's see how that goes. Remember, if you prefer to listen only, you can do that. We're trying to accommodate both learning styles. First Kings 14, verse 13 in the Hebrew. V'safed lo chol Yisrael, v'kaver ot o, ki ze levad o, yavo, leYaravam el kaver, ya'an nimetza vo, davar tov, el Adonai, elohei Yisrael, beveit Yaravam. All right, so we're done scanning it. Let's go ahead and start picking this apart. The very beginning, it says Vesafed u. So the verb is safad, samich pe dalit. It has a couple of meanings, but they have to do with mourning, like mourning, mourning. So when it's followed with a lamed, syntactically, it has the idea of to mourn for someone or to sing a dirge, like to sing a mournful song for someone. So just to mourn or to engage in these kind of mourning rites of singing a mournful song for someone. If it's followed by al, ayin lamed, then the meaning is to bewail someone, like to cry over them, like that. Okay, so safad, ooh, they mourned lo for him, or they notice it's not alive. It's not. They're not bewailing him. They're mourning for him, or they're singing this lament for him. But there is a da 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 da, a vav conversive. For those of you who are visual learners, you see we have a neon vav there. So vesafed u lo means and they will mourn for him. Remember, the prophet is still giving a prophecy. Who will do it? Who's the subject of our verb? The subject, so here's our verb. I have a red V marked on it if you're looking. The subject is this entire construct chain. Chol Yisrael. Okay. All of Israel. All of Israel, they will mourn for him. And we're used to verb followed by subject, right? Like this is the normal order. You have your verb. Oh, sorry, go back. Followed by a subject. But what has happened here? Here we've got our verb, then we have our subject, but something kind of jumped in there, didn't it? So it depends on the prophet or the scribe's style. Oftentimes, an indirect object will just snake its way in there, right? Or even a direct object, if it's short enough, will just jump in there between the verb and the subject. And that's what's happening here. So here we have a preposition and a pronoun for him. So vesafedu, and they shall mourn or sing mourning songs lo to him. Who will or for him? Chol Yisrael, all of Israel. And then we're gonna have a similar thing happen on the next line. Kaver u. So kavar, the verb kuf beit resh, kavar means to bury, to bury. And there's a noun that's related to that we're going to see in this verse, kaver. Don't worry about the spelling here right now. Kaver. Kaver is a grave. So what do you do? Kaveru bekever. They buried in the grave, or kaveru oto bekever. They buried him in the grave. So kaveru, they buried, but we have a vav conversive, so it's going to change the aspect instead of being perfect into imperfect, meaning it's unresolved yet, right? So vekaveru, and they will bury ot o. So the ot part of oto, that's the definite direct object marker, the DDO, aleph tav. We don't translate that, but it does make the o at the end into a him. Vekaveru oto, and they will bury him. Okay, the prophecy continues. Kizeh, for this is going back to, if you remember from verse 12, we had Hayelid, right? We had Liat Kumi, Lechi, now you get up and go, Leveitech, to your house. Vevoah, when you get there, when gets there, pardon, Raglayich, your foot, Ha Ira, towards the city, Umet, then will die, Ha Yalid, the child, right? So this is all talking about the child. Vesafed Lo, and they will mourn him. Chol Yisrael, all of Israel. Vekaveru, and they will bury ot him. Ki zeh, for this, meaning this one, the yelid, the baby. Levad alone, by his lonesome, he alone. Yavo will come, or will come, le Yaravam, to Yaravam el kaver, unto kaver. So usually this word is kever. We have the same vowel, the segol, the three dots that look kind of like an upside down triangle, or similar to a hazmat. I don't know, it looks like hazmat to me a little bit, have been lengthened to a comet. That's because the special accent marker that looks like a wishbone, it lengthens vowels. Okay, so you don't have to know all that. That's fine. It's not necessary for understanding. It's just good to know so you don't think that kaver is a different word than kever. Let me just get a drink. All right. V'safed lo chol Yisrael, and all of Israel will mourn for him, meaning the child. V'kaver oto, and they will kavar, they will bury oto, him. Ki zeh levado, for this alone, yavo will come the Yaravam, to Jeroboam, el, unto kaver, a grave. Ya'am, yod, ya'in, nun, so that, or on account of, nimetza vo. So matzah, mem, tzadi aleph, this is to find or to overtake, meaning on the Ugaritic meaning. And this is a Nifal form, as I have it marked for you guys there if you're looking. If you're just listening, you can hear the nun, nimtza. That nun makes it a Nifal, which is a passive form. And for the topic indexers, please mark this time code so I can make a card calling out the video that discusses the binyanim. For those who need it, you should see there's a card up here now. Not during the live, but afterwards. Nimtza. So was found. Nifal is passive like that usually. Vo. So the bait is a preposition, meaning in usually. Oh. So literally in he, or we would say in him. So again, let's start with this third line. Le Yaravam, to Yaravam, el kaver, unto a grave. Ya'am, because nimtza vo, was found in him. Davar tov. Davar is our noun, followed by the adjective tov. So davar meaning thing. I'm not going to go with the meaning of word here. That wouldn't really make sense. A thing, tov, a good one. Very sorry, I had the microphone moved a bit from my mouth. I hope that all came through okay. Meaning the Yeled was a good thing. He had in him a good thing. El Adonai, Aleph Lamed, unto Adonai, Yod He, Waw He, Hashem. And then we get some more information about Adonai, elohei Yisrael. So again, remember when that last word in a construct chain is definite, it's going to cause the whole chain to be definite. I used to label this all the time, but I don't want to every single time. Which means that when we bring it into English, we try out the word the, see how it sounds. So, the elohei Yisrael. And elohei, of course, is the construct formed from the word Elohim, which means God or gods. It can mean other things too, angels, divine beings. People even called Elohim after they're dead. So it's, as Dr. Michael Heiser, may he rest in peace, may his name be a blessing, he used to say it's that the Elohim or an Eloah or an El is a resident of the spiritual realm, is really the right way to understand that. And if you understand that, it helps a lot so that we don't end up with some weird theological problems. It fixes everything, a lot of things when you understand that. Okay, so the Elohei, the God of Yisrael. Bevet Yaravam. And again, we have another construct chain here. And a name is definite, right? So we get to apply definiteness to the entire chain. So let's try the on for size. So the bait is in or among. The Vayet becomes Veit, the house of Yaravam. So the kid was a good thing in his house. Okay, let's read through again. Actually, maybe let's do a quick review of the three things that will help you to identify what is definite. Okay. One, if it's a name, that means the word is definite, right? A name. Two is if it has the definite article on it, typically ha or its footprint, right? And three is if we have a suffix on the word expressing ownership, right? Those are the three ways that a word can be definite. Okay, so let's read through again. Do your best to translate before I do, all right? Vesafed u, and they safad. They will safad. They will mourn lo for him. Chol Yisrael, all of Israel. Kaver u, and they will kavar. Kuf beit resh, bury, ot o, him. Ki zeh levad o, for this alone. Yavo, will come. Le Yaravam, to Yaravam. El kaver, unto kever, unto grave. Ya'an, on account of nimetza vo. Nimtza from matzah, but passive, was found vo, in him, davar tov, a good thing. El Adonai, unto Hashem, elohei Yisrael, the Elohim, the God of Yisrael. Bevet Yaravam, in the house of Yaravam. Okay, I'll read one more time, regular speed, no tones or anything. Don't worry if you can't get it this time. וספדו לו כל ישראל, וקברו אותו, כי זה לבדו יבוא לירבעם אל kaver. יען נמצא בו דבר טוב אל אדוני, אלוהי ישראל, בבית ירבעם. Okay, hope you guys did well. I will see you in the next teaching. Coming up, if you are in the premieres, you should have about a 2-minute break, bathroom break, or whatever you need to do. Shalom, shalom.